Hello everybody, my name is Ryan Bastilny and I'm currently a second-year mechanical engineering student at the University of Alberta. Today I will be sharing with you an innovation that I believe will make the world a better place. To begin with, I will be explaining that innovation and giving a couple examples of that. Then I will be explaining why I believe that this innovation will indeed make the world a better place. So to start, the innovation that I have chosen to talk about is called Advanced Driver Assistance Systems, or ADAS for short. Now what this does essentially is assist a driver of motor vehicles in doing just that, driving a vehicle. Now an example of this system is blind spot monitoring. And what this does is it takes sensors from around the vehicle to monitor a driver's blind spot. Now when it senses a car in a blind spot, it will send an audio signal or a visual signal to the driver, alerting them of a car in their blind spot. Another system is called collision avoidance. Now what this does is it takes sensors as well and scans ahead of the vehicle for any fast approaching objects. If an object is sensed, the system will send an audio or visual signal again to the driver. In some cases, the system will manually apply the brakes of the car, stopping the car before collision. There is even technology that aids the driver in parking a car. This technology can even park cars by itself. It does this by using sensors to mark out where there are vehicles and the curbside and to judge the size of the parking space. It then takes over control of the vehicle, optimizing speed and the steering in order to park the car in that space. It can park a car in parallel parking or angle parking or almost any parking it needs to be done. A couple other examples include lane departure warning systems, which aid the driver in staying in their lane, along with systems that stabilize the car in crosswinds. Now these are only just a few different types of the available systems. There's probably a system for any task that the driver must accomplish. These systems are already being incorporated in the designs of today's cars. Some systems even come standard in certain models. Overall, I think these systems just make driving a whole lot safer. Human mistakes happen, and these systems would allow for that to happen without the harmful cost that it normally would. If someone has had a long day at work and is driving home, or has just had a long drive, and towards the end they lose focus and they do not notice someone in their blind spot, their car will do that for them, thus avoiding a collision or a potential accident. I think these systems are also great in assisting new drivers in learning how to drive. New drivers are very susceptible to making mistakes and being in collisions. These systems would alert them of cars around them, would take precautions so that these collisions do not happen. New drivers would also learn from this. If they look and do not see anyone in their blind spot, but the car senses someone in their blind spot, it will tell the student or the new driver that they did not check their blind spot well enough. Therefore, they will learn something from the experience. I think in the future, these systems can be developed as far as making cars that drive themselves. With the systems that we have now, even staying in your lane, collision avoidance, I think you can really see it developing towards that. With the systems that we have today, I do not believe that drivers should be 100% dependent on those systems to complete those tasks. Technology does fail, and when it fails, the driver will need to assume control of the vehicle. If so dependent that the driver is unable to do so, the result could be disastrous. That being said, I do believe that these systems are heading in the right direction and are even very beneficial today, and they make driving a lot safer and easier. I think that research should continue to be done and studies should continue to happen, and that these systems should become more standard in more vehicles. So thank you very much for paying attention and listening, and I hope you learned something.